and welcome into TalkFCB, and welcome back here to the channel, guys. It's time now for the Champions League Game Week 2. Barcelona against Inter, live from the Camp Nou on Wednesday evening. And in today's video, it's all going down. The match preview for this crucial clash in Group F. It's coming right up. Let's get to it. Today's video, as always, in the Champions League, a big night is coming to you courtesy of the OneFootball app, which you can find in the description down below if you do wish to download it. 70% of users on the OneFootball app right now are voting for Barcelona to win this one, and you can stay right up to date with all things Champions League right there on the OneFootball app. Kickoff tomorrow will be coming to us live from the Camp Nou at 9 PM local time, and here, guys, are right around the world, all the times for you. Get yourself involved. Get yourself down watching. Hopefully, this will be a good one. And as for you guys' predictions, you have been voting, as always, in your numbers. Thank you for that. And you guys, once again, have gone for a win here by 2 goals on the night against Inter. That there is the majority vote. But intriguingly on this one, more people felt that Getafe would win on Saturday than feel Inter could win tomorrow, which is very, very interesting and just tells you there that maybe after the win at the weekend, confidence and morale among us fans is starting to improve. And elsewhere, of course, in Group F, Slavia Prague will play Borussia Dortmund in Czech Republic. That's there, the earlier kickoff, so we will know that result before we kick off, because right here is the group as it stands right now. Only one match played, of course, but right across that group, it's all square. Everything to play for right now. Each team has a point apiece. Who will get the next ones? We are going to find out. And when you do come into this game, 2 very good sides, of course. Barcelona, of course, we know all about what we can do, but Inter as well are really, really high on confidence and very much in form right now. And as you can see, coming into this game, Inter are in the better form out of the 2. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, with their only blip this season coming in game week 1 in the Champions League there against Slavia Prague, with Barcelona dropping points against Dortmund, and also, of course, immediately after that, losing to Granada in La Liga. And if you look further there into Inter's form in a bit more detail, certainly the numbers, the performances, where they are in the table, it just shows you they are on fire right now. They've started the season wonderfully under Antonio Conte. Inter have won every single one of their opening 6 games in Serie A, which sees them there stand at the very top of the standings, ahead of Juventus, which even at this early stage, that's a big, big feat there for Inter Milan. And it's not just the points either. It's not just the points on the board, to be honest. It's about those performances. It's about the way they played at both ends of the pitch as well, because of course Antonio Conte, you know, he's going to be disciplined, he's going to be organised. Inter are going to be very, very solid defensively. You can see that there in the stats. Just 2 goals, 2 solitary goals. That's all they've conceded so far this season. But at the same time, they're not just a team who's going to park the bus. They're a team who can go forward, they can be expansive when they need to. They've also scored there 13 goals in 6 Serie A games, more than Juve themselves. And I think they're looking at Inter. They've got some very, very good players. They made some good signings this summer, and I think certainly at both ends of the field, they're effective, they're clinical, and they have the tools on the night to cause us problems. We have to be ready. However, it is very important as Barcelona fans, and also there as Barcelona players, don't lose confidence, don't lose heart, don't come into this game feeling like you're inferior to Inter, because we're not. We should still be coming into this game believing, understanding that we can win this, and we've got to. We've got to get the points on the board. We've had a few blips so far this season. It's important now to come into this game and win the match with a good performance. And when you look at our home form, any team coming to the Camp Nou, you've got to be envious of our home form, because the Camp Nou for us, it really is a fortress. It's a real home comfort right now for us. We've won all 3 of our home games so far this season, and in those 3 games, 12 goals we've scored in the process. And what's more, when you do look there at the head-to-head record between Barcelona and Inter in the Champions League, Barcelona have dominated that fixture. They really, really have. In many of the meetings, Barca coming out on the winning side, and if not, drawing the games. But in those meetings of the home fixtures there at the Camp Nou, Barca, 4 out of 4 wins. We've won every single time against Inter at the Camp Nou, and also in each of those games, we've kept a clean sheet. Inter have never scored at the Camp Nou. Will we be able to keep that record going after tomorrow? And I think it's very, very interesting here, coming into this game, looking at the psychology of Inter right now under Antonio Conte, because I think it's quite interesting. They've started Serie A so well. They've been so good in the league. But in the Champions League, that was a big draw. To draw at home to Slavia Prague, that was big, big points drop there for Inter. And I just want to know, coming into this game against Barcelona, coming to the Camp Nou, usually as a team in the Champions League, you wouldn't expect a great deal coming to the Camp Nou. It's a very, very difficult place to go. It really is. So at the same time, time, Inter will be feeling like they dropped points in that first game. They will know that in a group there with Barça, with Dortmund, they're going to need to pick up those points somewhere else. I think actually they're going to be coming to the camp now realising that, yeah, they need something now. They're a bit more desperate. They may come here with a bit more of an attack-minded setup, and that, for me, could really impact this game. Barcelona can dictate the play, they can dominate the ball, but when Inter go forward, when Inter feel maybe in this game like they've got to go and take their chances, maybe Inter feel like they have to go on the front foot at times to try and get something after those drop points in the opening game week, Barça can really hit them going the other way. Barça in this game, they've got to be alert, they've got to be alive, we've got to be concentrated, and ultimately, when those chances come along, which they may do, we've got to take them. But of course, right now, the big news that we've all been eagerly anticipating. The squad list is in, it's out, the players are here. Who is going to start? Who is going to play? Who is fit? Well, I can tell you, Lionel Messi and Ousmane Dembele, they are right there in the squad for tomorrow. Ter Stegen, Semedo, Piqué, Rakitic, Busquets, Todibo, Arthur, Suarez, Messi, Dembele, Neto, Longley, Wage, Griezmann, Alenya, Roberto, Frenkie de Jong, Arturo Vidal, Junior Firpo, and Carlos Alenya meet the squad. Jordi Alba and Ansu Fati weren't quite ready to make this game, but it's fantastic there to see Lionel Messi and Ousmane Dembele there. They may not be 110% ready to maybe start this game, but I'd expect them to be involved, at least at some stage. And of course, we did speak at length in the tactical preview about the way that Barcelona will set up, and I did say in that video we would do something very similar to this. What we saw against Taffy on the weekend with the injuries that we have, we will line up very, very similar to the game that we won on Saturday. But I have to say right here and now, if Valverde does line up like this, there may be a few variations here and there. What will be so nice, with Messi and Dembele included, if they're included in the squad, you would expect to see them for some minutes if we need them. And of course in the second half, if maybe we can't break into down, maybe Griezmann and Suarez aren't working out, maybe Carlos Perez hasn't had as much of an impact as you would like, but maybe we're dominating the ball, what you can do there is transform your front three with two substitutions, and if they're fit, let's see them out there. If they are ready, I would love to see Messi, and I would love to see Ousmane Dembele in this kind of situation, and it's very simple what you do here. You take off Luis Suarez, you take off Carlos Perez, and suddenly transformed. Your game, your identity, your structure, it's transformed with two substitutions, Griezmann down the middle, Dembele from the left-hand side, Lionel Messi from the right. What a formidable attack, what a formidable midfield, and what a good defence. Suddenly, that looks like a great team. Suddenly there, that's energised, that's exciting, and that's what we could see as the game goes on if we need them. I would expect to see one of them, at least at some stage. Now, in the tactical preview as well, I also spoke about Inter's setup in a lot of detail. Of course, that back three there forming into a back five. And we spoke there about the attackers they'd likely use in this game here. Lautaro Martinez and Romelu Lukaku leading the line there. A lot of power, a lot of physicality. But some late team news here coming in on the Inter side. Lukaku will not play tomorrow. He's not going to be involved, and I think that a lot of people say a lot of things about Lukaku. Of course, his first touch is always mentioned, but at the same time, he is a physical presence. He can be a threat, and I think him not playing is a good thing for Barcelona. He is somebody who could win those aerial duels, and he could have caused us some problems, so he's not playing. Who's going to come in his place? Could it be former Barcelona forward Alexis Sanchez? He scored on his debut at Inter last week. At the same time, he did get sent off. A bit of a mixed debut for him, but coming back in here, back at the camp now, he would offer Inter a lot of pace in behind, a lot of energy, maybe go out wide as well, and that would certainly then maybe go with Lautaro playing a bit more central, Sensi here getting close to him as well. It could be very different from Inter without Lukaku there. But ultimately, there's a lot of players in that team who can hurt us, who are good players. We've got to respect Inter, but with the players that we have and those on the bench, we have a good chance. And that, of course, does lead me straight on to my score prediction. And to be honest, I am in optimistic mood going into this one. Yes, we had a difficult start to the season. Yes, we've had some slip-ups. But at the same time, this is a big Champions League night at the Camp Nou. You would expect these players to get themselves going, to get themselves up for this. We drew away from home against Borussia Dortmund. We dropped 2 points there. Now, back at the Camp Nou, it's time to register an all-important win right here in Group F. I'm going to go Barça 2, Inter 0, exactly the same scoreline to that we won in last year's game in the group stage at the Camp Nou. I'm going 2-0. What's your thoughts? Leave them down below. Leave your team predictions. What do you think will happen? Who do you think should play? And of course, what's your score prediction? I will see you tomorrow for the big game itself. Let's hope for a good one. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.